Hello, everybody, and welcome to Libromancy, a podcast about the magic of books. I'm Josh, and today I'm talking about Veiled by Benedict Jacka, the 6th book in the Alex Verus series. So let's investigate the magic of books. All around, this was another great one. I felt like this one actually was a little bit slower paced through the beginning for reasons we'll get into. Just in comparison to the other books, it's still an incredibly quick read, an incredibly fast-paced book. I can't say incredibly fast-paced. It's still a faster-paced book, but the beginning, maybe half, is it's a little slower paced because you don't know what's going on. You don't know why things are happening, and everything's kind of just going around Alex Verus. This book is a little bit of an interesting one. You know, in a non-spoilery way, we're mostly just focused on Alex Verus in this one. We still have our other side characters, but for the most part, they are not really, in the limelight like they have been in previous books. Now, that's just fine. This is the Alex Verus series after all, and it's good to know. I think his writing this is a mystery book, basically. It's kind of a mystery. You're trying to figure out why things are happening, who's doing what. And I think that Benedict Jacka had a very skilled use of his prose and his writing techniques to keep the suspense up. Like, you don't know who is working for who, or who is going to betray who, or who is doing what. And you never feel frustrated that you don't know, because you just see, he does a good job of keeping it in the front and in the back, just keeping it in line with each other. So I really like that. The title of this book is a great title for this book. Everything is veiled intentions, veiled decisions. It was a good choice all around. So let's talk a little bit about the plot here of this book. This book is all about Verus, and he has decided to work with the keepers, and he's trying to become an auxiliary. So he's a little bit more connected to them. He has a little bit of their protection, but not a ton. He's not a full member like Vari would be, or he won't be a full member like Varian will be when he's all done, but he'll have something. He'll have an in. He'll get people knowing him. A little bit of playing the game. And so this one is all about him working with Caldera, our Earth Mage from the previous books, who was investigating Richard and the Night Stalkers. So this is a great spot. I mean, he is given a chance to actually investigate something, and I really like to get into the difference in attitude between Caldera and Alex Verus. Of course, Alex is like, look, you did this thing. Like, this mage went off, he got dumped, and this other guy succeeded. He got mad, he beat them up, threw things around. We knew where he was. We knew he did it, but we couldn't go after him. Now he's in the wind, and now we have to go after him, but we'll never find him. He'll come back in 2 months. Nobody will care. He'll do it again. He's like, you wonder why nobody trusts you? Like, this is how it is. Like, why would anybody trust you? Yeah, they say you keep the peace, and technically you do, but not really. Like, you are not helping people. These people need more help, and you are unable to give it to them because of the bureaucracy, which... Well, if we talk about bureaucracy, there is a lot of bloat in the Light Mages. There's a junior council and a senior council, and there's just super bloat. I mean, Levistus is there, and if every one of them is even close to being similar to Levistus, thinking they're the best and they can keep people safe better than any of the others, that's just a sign of trouble. But Caldera's like, no, we have to have evidence. We can't go in. This is a team operation. And this is really kind of what it is. It's about Alex working in a team and actually realizing that, not just being alone and able to make all the decisions. He has to, go with it. And so it was interesting. I agree with Caldera. Yes, you need evidence, but they need to change their laws and be like, okay, look, we are all agreeing that mages have the most power, but that means that we also need to protect the others. And I like that we learn a lot more about the council. We learn that there's the Guardians, the Centrists, the Crusaders, the Isolationists, the Directors, the Wacians, and the Unity Block. And, it is kind of exactly how you feel. Like, the Guardians are all about defending and just being like, we need to keep people safe, and they're more retaliatory against the Dark Mages. You have the Crusaders, obviously go in, destroy, kill. They're the ones you call for issues. They're the ones who were fighting the beasts. They're like the spiritual successors of the original Light Council. Isolationists, obviously, they want to just isolate themselves. Let's just leave the mortal world alone while we do everything magical. And then the rest, centrists, they want just central policy. And the Unity block, they are the ones who support the light mages and dark mages getting along. And I'm like, I just don't, obviously these light mages have whacked perspectives anyway, but let's just, go along with the dark mages who just torture people. And it's yeah, I guess since they're not mages, it's okay. And it's not my people they're torturing, so why does it matter to me? Well, clearly it should matter to you because it will eventually be you if you're not careful. They sneak in, they subvert. They don't even sneak in, they come in through the front door. And because you have to allow them to have their piece or to say what they want or give them the chance to hear and to make their case, that's how they get in, and then eventually it's you. So I do not like. I love we get the new character of Landis, who is Varium's teacher, and he is a little bit crazy. Very powerful fire mage, just a hint of crazy. He has a bomb, he makes them, he just gives them, he's here, play with this for a minute, see what happens. And he's well, it didn't explode. Well, you're an earth mage. It probably would have been better if I'd given it to you if you were a water mage. Do you think you might change to be a water mage right now? Spontaneously? No? Oh well, whatever. He's just so funny. But he has that eye of I know what's going on, and this is either a little bit of an act, or I am just a teeny bit crazy, but not enough to get in trouble. We meet a bunch of other keepers. We meet Slate. There's a ton of other names for all the rest of them. I don't remember them all. And Hakan. And Hakan is our main one. And he, full of betrayal. You never know the whole time who he's doing. He's dirty, but we don't know. Is he working for White Rose? Is he working for the council? Is he working for both? Is it a double cross? Is it a triple cross? It's just so good. So, like I was saying earlier, I was trying to get into the plot. Alex is doing the solo investigation. He goes to investigate. He finds a marble, basically. It's data storage. So you put stuff in. Only one person can pull it off. Gets in a fight. People are all trying to get it. Everybody's up in arms in it. And it turns out it is the list of customers at the White Rose, which is a sex workers brothel, basically. Anything you want to do, they will help you do. Flesh working, anything. And it's just bad. White Rose is definitely bad, but nobody would ever prosecute because, of course, they have the blackmail and the favors. And they say, you go down, we go down, everybody's going down. So we don't know what's going on. We meet Vihalia, I don't know how to say it, Vihalia, who is the kind of second in command, angling to be the first in command, and then she betrays it and just burns it all down, at the end, and the White Rose is destroyed. Morden, the Dark Mage, gets a seat on the council, which is kind of what he's been going for, and Levistus is stopped. Because Levistus is just a bad dude who thinks, I'm the best, and clearly because I tried to kill this person 14 times, he should just roll over and die for me. I know better than him. I know better than everyone. I do not like Levistus, but I remember the next book is the final one that I've read, and so I kind of know what's coming up in the next book, and so part of it's that. I'm sorry, but it was just interesting. It was such a tough book to be okay, this group is working here, and this group's here, and who's going to be with who, and who's going to work here, and how are we going to betray him? How are we going to trick these guys? How are we going to make this work? And I thought it works really well within the story. Verus is always I had to do this. I'm trying to do this. He's using his divine sense for a lot of espionage work, but it doesn't work because Hakan kind of knows divination magic a little bit, and so he's able to take certain precautions. All around, just very skilled. I love that we get to meet Chalice, the Chance Mage, who is going to teach Luna some stuff, hopefully. And she's just here, scribble some stuff. And he scribbles some stuff. And then she's all right, here it is. This is an address that will be good for you. And if it is, you'll know I'm a good at working chance. And if not, then, all I did was waste a night. You don't ever have to contact me again. And it does lead them to a pretty big clue. One of the sex workers who then gets attacked by a mantis golem, which, wait a minute, aren't those mantis golems part of the council? Wait a minute, shouldn't those need, authorization by, 2 to 3 council members at least? They should, if they don't already have that. It's a pretty big sign. But Caldera, love Caldera, but it's just come on, Caldera. I know you don't want to play the game. You want to just do the job. You want to help people out. You want to be the best you can be. You don't want to get messed up in the politics. And I 100% respect you for that. That you don't want to get, favor for this person, favor for that person. because then you'd be as bad as them. But surely you'll know, yeah, I know that he's kind of on the take for him, and he's on the take for them, and this one works with this council member. Even if you don't participate, you should know that. That way you're not blindsided or betrayed when things happen. Like when Hakan betrays them, tries to be working with Mahalia, and then has everything mess up. So just putting my 2 cents out there, Caldera. I love you. I respect I don't want to get messed up in the politics because that way leads to madness, but you got to know it a little bit. It was a little sad that there's no Sonder in this one, but it makes sense. He's got to kind of grow on his own and have some off-screen time so that when he comes back, he can hopefully be better, and hopefully he's gotten over his, I hate Alex Verus, but he's in America on like a work exchange, basically. So, it is what it is. So, and I said, I can't not enjoy these books. They're so fun. They're so fast-paced. They're so thrilling. Every minute I'm always worried, like, what's going to happen to Alex? Where's the crew going to go? How are they going to confront this next challenge? What's the next challenge going to be? I'm always in it to win it, and I love it. So I think that is going to just wrap up everything I have to say about Veiled. Great book. A little bit slower in the beginning, fast-paced at the end. Yeah, with Morden being on the Dark Council, on the Light Council, this is really going to shake things up. Can't wait to see what happens in the next ones. So thanks for listening, everybody. Thanks to David Hillowitz for the intro and outro music. Of course, if you have any questions or comments, please leave a review or send them to me at libromancypod@gmail.com. And please like and subscribe wherever you get your podcast from. Leave a review. Helps out. And remember to investigate the magic of books.